I talk a lot about our pension savings, other investments, and all that stuff, and how this can affect our prospects of retiring early. But lately, I've been wondering if the biggest lever for early retirement isn't any of that. It might actually be downsizing and deciding where we want to live. Because one final strategic house move could potentially knock years off our retirement schedule. We could turn a planned early retirement at 58 years old into something even sooner. Also, at the same time, we could improve our retirement experiences by deliberately doing this move. So, today I'm talking about strategically picking a new location to live. Not like in the past when this was done for work. This time it will be done for us and what we want to do. Stick around to the end as I've not yet decided on our actual location of where we want to live, and I could really do with your input on places we could consider. Ideally, we only want to move house one more time in life. So, this would be our final move to a place we want to spend the rest of our life at. This will have two major benefits. Firstly, it will give us the chance to downsize the house value wise, pay off the mortgage, and have lower monthly bills and retire a couple of years earlier. Secondly, it gives us the opportunity to choose a place where we want to have the chance to be able to lead a exciting and fulfilling retirement. So starting with the first point and how it would financially affect our budget. We would like a fairly modern house, ideally a three-bed property that we could purchase for about £250,000 maximum. This would give us a decent chance of paying off all or most of our mortgage and would have the added benefit of lower bills. We think we could save over £100 a month just in council tax. Then there are the other benefits of living in a small property, such as lower heating bills and cheaper water rates, all of which would bring us to be able to retire a whole 2 years earlier. So instead of 58, this could become 56. So that's just 3 years' time. And this wouldn't require our extreme frugal budget, just our regular planned retirement budget with cheaper housing costs. Now, onto the emotional side of things, how it affects our day to day lives and what we would actually like locally in order to lead a fulfilling, exciting, and happy retirement. There must be the opportunity for plenty of walks and cycle rides. So here we're thinking parks, promenades, cycle paths, and the likes. All this without having to drive there. We also need good public transport links, as driving a car late into life is not a certainty. Entertainment. Now, we won't be going out all the time. We'll be trying to keep to a fairly frugal budget. But once in a while, we'll want entertainment that's maybe within about a 30-minute train journey away. So we're talking theatres, concert halls, and such. You know, the kind of places that you can go and see a music band or watch a comedy show. And I'm not talking about local acts here, I'm talking about international acts. So our location probably has to be within half an hour's journey from a city. This whole moving plan is about creating opportunities for doing the things we want to do when we want to do them. Retirement should be about fun, exciting experiences, and memorable things to do, not just sitting down and doing nothing. That's a recipe for disaster and a shorter and boring life. I equate retirement to that of being a teenager, so lots of spare time, doing fun things, and new experiences. It's just like that, but you're more knowledgeable and you know what you want, rather than that learning curve mentally and emotionally. Now, I think you all know by now that this next requirement is an absolute must have. I'm talking leisure centres. We need somewhere where there is a decent swimming pool within a short walk or cycle. I couldn't be somewhere isolated away from the chance to burn off some energy and de stress this way. It doesn't have to be perfect, just plenty of times available for swimming. We especially like an early morning swim. A gym and exercise classes would also be nice. And if it has a health suite, well, this would be a bonus on top. There's so much I want to do and so little time at the moment. That all changes when we retire. Now, regarding the swimming and thinking about the location, I would also like a master swimming club nearby. This isn't a deal breaker, but more of an extra plus point. So for this, we'd probably be looking at a city again. Now, we wouldn't want to live in a city, just be close enough that we could take advantage of what it offers. Regarding the geographical location, we both love beach and coastal areas. I've previously lived in places by the coast, and we would ideally like to return to a coastal location again. I love everything from the wild, stormy days with waves crashing to the gentle sea breeze you get on a hot summer's day, and the smell of salty seawater and the feeling of walking barefoot in the sand. The only trouble with coastal location is they tend to command higher property prices. But if there was a beach nearby, even if it was a short bus, cycle, or car ride away, then this would be a massive plus point. So, in summary, we're looking for a place with these 6 features. 1. A decent leisure centre. 2. Preferably by the coast. 3. Nearby entertainment. 4. Loads of cycle and walking routes easily accessible with a decent park or two. 5. Ideally, we would prefer not to live in a city. However, the town could do with being close enough to a city or large town that has the entertainment and facilities that we talk about. And 6. Finally, a location where we could buy a modern 3-bed, energy efficient house for around £250,000 or lower. So, I have a couple of locations in mind at the moment, but here's where I could really do with your help. Do you know of any places we could consider that would meet these criteria? This does really feel like an exciting chance for us to take that next step forward. We don't even have to wait to retirement. This could be done over the next year or so if I could find a job to keep me going until we can afford to retire. So that's my thoughts for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.